In the U.S., one problem that the government and farmers are facing is the problem of invasive wild pigs. Wild pigs are a species that reproduces and grows rapidly at a dizzying speed. An adult sow can give birth to 2 litters per year, with an average of 4 to 12 piglets per litter. According to reports, Texas is one of the states considered to be an alarm area, with an estimated 600,000 wild pigs living and destroying agriculture. These wild pigs are extremely reckless. They run across the road as if no one is there. They rummage through trash cans, pollute water sources, and cause diseases to humans. Faced with these risks, to minimize the damage caused by wild pigs in Texas, local authorities have implemented a controlled hunting policy. The wild pig hunting season officially lasts from October to March every year. To hunt wild hogs in Texas, hunters and farmers must have a license before hunting. To be granted a license, hunters must meet the conditions and regulations set by the state to ensure safety, legality, and efficiency. The conditions for hunting wild hogs are that they must be 18 years of age or older and have received training in hunting training courses and regulations on safety when using weapons and knowledge of how to behave with wild animals. Only when the hunter meets these conditions will the hunter be granted a hunting license. The cost of this license is $18 for residents of the state, while people from other states will have to pay $45 a small fee, but required if they want to hunt legally. To hunt wild hogs effectively, hunters not only need good weapons, but also need to grasp knowledge about the species, need to understand their habits, movement traces, and terrain characteristics where they live. One of the signs to find the presence of wild boars is that they leave behind characteristic traces such as plowed and disturbed land, footprints, feces, or mud puddles, where they bathe in mud to cool their bodies. Experienced hunters often use large mechanical rifles, guns with a minimum caliber of .270 or larger. This is a highly accurate gun, strong enough to penetrate the thick skin and strong muscles of adult pigs. To hunt wild boars, hunters need to have proficient weapon skills and good aiming ability. The most ideal aiming point to take down wild boars is the front shoulder area, or behind the ear, because that is where many important muscles are concentrated, minimizing the possibility of it resisting or running away, causing danger. If the hunter misses and injures the wild boar, it can become extremely aggressive and attack back. interesting thing about hunting wild pigs in Texas is that here are the largest wild pigs in the states with wild pigs. An adult in Texas can weigh more than 300 pounds. They are like mobile meat. With such a large body of wild pigs, hunters need to carefully determine the weapon they use and have a more careful strategy to approach wild pigs. In addition to hunters often using modern weapons, more and more hunters in the U.S. choose to hunt wild boars with bows and arrows. A form of hunting that requires many special skills, patience, and a stronger spirit. Hunting with a bow and arrow is not only a way for hunters to challenge themselves, but also gives hunters a feeling of being close to nature and respecting the tradition of hunting. When hunting wild boars, many hunters often choose a compound bow to hunt. This type of bow has high accuracy and reduces the pulling force for the hunter when shooting. However, to effectively approach a herd of wild boars and be able to shoot wild boars at close range without being detected by wild boars, hunters need to train themselves with good hiding skills. Especially the ability to stay calm, control noise, as well as regulate breathing and heart rate to make the most accurate shots. To hunt wild boars effectively with bows and arrows, hunters do not only rely on luck, but also need to master shooting techniques, pig approaching tactics, and absolute patience. First, the shooting distance is the most important factor. The effective distance to kill a wild boar is considered to be 30 yards. At this distance, the arrow can penetrate the thick skin into the vital organs of the wild boar, ensuring that they are quickly killed. Next, according to experienced hunters, the shooting position is the back right in front of the shoulder, where the heart and lungs are concentrated, which is considered the golden point. In addition, when hunting, hunters need to prepare themselves with spare arrows. In fact, even if the hunter is well trained, it cannot be guaranteed that the first arrow shot can kill the wild boar. In bow hunting techniques, tactics are the key factor. Hunters often use bait to attract wild boars. Bait used by hunters such as corn, fermented fruit mixed with artificial scents to attract wild boars. When the herd of pigs appears, it is also the time when hunters need to concentrate the most because at that time the heart rate increases rapidly. Breathing is rapid. Hunters need to adjust their states and calm down to ensure the most accurate and effective shot. Many hunters consider hunting wild boars as a challenge to train themselves to overcome the excitement and tension inside them before shooting arrows. Therefore, each shot must be careful, meticulous, and accurate because wild boars will be extremely aggressive when they are injured. Although wild boars have poor eyesight, they have extremely sensitive hearing. Any sound such as the wind or footsteps on dry branches can alert the herd of pigs, causing them to be scared and run away. So hunters need to pay special attention to this. One of the reasons why the feral hog problem is a national ecological crisis in the U.S. is their outstanding reproductive ability. They can give birth to 4 to 12 pigs per litter, an average of 2 litters per year. According to animal management agencies in the U.S., to keep the hog population stable and not continue to increase, we need to eliminate at least 60% of the feral hog population each year. According to the statistical report of each feral hog hunting season in Texas, each year in the area, there are about 40,000 pigs destroyed. But those numbers are still not enough to control their population. This has caused headaches for authorities because they have invested millions of dollars in measures and propaganda. But the number of feral hogs has not decreased. With the rapid increase in the number of wild boars, in addition to using weapons to control, many hunters and farmers also use a new method, which is the automatic cage trap. This is considered a secret weapon in the fight against this invasive species. With just a light touch, the trap cage is activated and the pigs are neatly contained in the cage. In just one night, the hunter can catch about 20 to 30 pigs, a very effective number compared to using guns and bow. When the wild boar herd often comes regularly, that is the ideal time for the hunter to take action. Automatic cage traps are designed intelligently and scientifically. Traps are often designed in a circular or square shape. The diameter of the trap is designed from 20 to 30 feet, surrounded by a sturdy steel mesh up to the chest. The trap is especially intelligently designed. Once the wild boar enters, there will be no way out. In addition, the trap operates by remote control via smartphone through a sensor system and surveillance camera. The trapping process is carried out in a clear, tactical manner. Hunters and farmers often set traps in places where wild boars are active, near water sources or on trails where they often pass, leaving traces such as footprints, plowed land. Then they put bait around the trap every day to create habits and make the pigs feel safe. The bait used is usually corn or fruit, which is often their favorite food. When the trap's monitoring system detects a large enough pig, the system will send a signal to the hunter's phone. At that time, the hunter will activate the trap's ready mode. After trapping pigs from automatic traps, the process of handling them is equally important. The process must be carried out correctly, humanely, and clearly. One of the important principles of killing pigs after trapping is to be quick and avoid causing pain to the species. This process is handled by hunters with an accurate and effective shot. After killing pigs, the pigs are carried onto trailers or specialized transport vehicles to move them out of the trapping area.
Big boy.
However, these methods of hunting pigs have also caused a lot of controversy in the community. Conservationists who love wild animals consider these measures inhumane, and they demand more humane measures. On the contrary, farmers and ranchers consider these as urgent and controlled measures. These measures are effective measures to protect their livelihoods and their food. That is the journey to control invasive wild pigs on the beloved land of America. Do you have any measures to control them more effectively? Please leave a comment to let us know, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to follow the next journeys. Thank you. See you in the next videos.